Analysis of the preview for The Legend of Mu Shen Episode 54, The Great Zun, who has lived for 10,000 years, is the archenemy of the Butcher. The Butcher storms the Golden Palace solely to retrieve his lower body. Meanwhile, the Great Zun seeks out the reincarnated Holy Child, intent on living his 19th life. When Qin Mu is scouting for enemy intelligence, he is suddenly attacked from behind. He focuses his gaze, only to discover that the attacker is none other than the Butcher. Qin Mu takes out a lower body and asks the Butcher if it belongs to him. After examining it, the Butcher points out that this is the Witch Zun's lower body and the body has lost its vitality, making it useless. Since the Witch Zun abandoned his own lower body, he must have attached the Butcher's lower body to himself. At the thought of this, the Butcher feels quite complacent. The Witch Zun actually admires him so much. Whose son is the Witch Zun's child after all? The blind man asks. If he really gave birth to a litter of sons for you, would you recognize them or not? Upon hearing this, the Butcher's smile freezes instantly, and his face turns as grim as a bitter melon. The blind man then turns to Qin Mu and asks why he is here. Qin Mu recounts the general situation. When the Butcher learns that Shan is in imminent danger, he immediately takes Qin Mu and the others to the Golden Palace. At this moment, Shan is being besieged and attacked by 8 Witch Kings, already teetering on the brink of defeat. The Butcher slashes with his blade, killing the strongest Witch King on the spot. Shan is overjoyed to see his master arrive, but to his surprise, the Butcher sheaths his sword and turns to run. He simply finds Shan too long-winded and refuses to spend more time with him. The remaining Witch Kings can no longer pose a threat to Shan, so the Butcher orders those Witch Kings to temporarily hold Shan back while he hurries to the Golden Palace to retrieve his lower body. Seeing this, Shan suppresses his smile and bursts into curses on the spot. On the other side, Qin Mu and his companions arrive at the banks of Ruoshui Lake. The Butcher takes a deep breath. In an instant, winds swirl around him and clouds in the sky are sucked into his belly. When he exhales this breath, the entire lake water of Ruoshui Lake is blown away. This astonishing sight terrifies all the powerful figures in the Golden Palace. The Witch Zun hurries into the Holy Temple to seek the Great Zun's protection. The Great Zun is the most powerful being in the Golden Palace. He has reincarnated 17 times and lived 18 lives. The 17 sets of bones beside him are the remains of his past lives, refined by him into treasures of immense power. Currently, the Great Zun is in a critical period on the verge of reincarnation and is unwilling to take action easily. Thus, he orders the Witch Zun to return the lower body to the Butcher, while urging the Witch Zun to hurry and help him find the reincarnated Holy Child. A beam of light flashes, directly severing the Witch Zun's lower body. Seeing this, the Witch Zun immediately calls his junior brother in, ordering him to kill the person who severed his lower body and then attach that person's lower body to himself. By this time, the Butcher has fought his way to the mid-mountain of the Golden Palace, defeating many Witch Kings. The Witch Zun respectfully hands over the box containing the Butcher's lower body to him. Surprisingly, the Butcher not only does not blame the Witch Zun but also wants to thank him. After all, the Witch Zun has nourished his flesh for over 100 years. Qin Mu also returns the Witch Zun's body he had obtained earlier and even offers to help the Witch Zun reattach his lower body. In reality, he wants to practice using the Witch Zun's body. The Witch Zun firmly refuses and then leaves straight away. The Butcher suddenly calls out loudly towards the darkness, "Old fellow, are you still alive?" The Great Zun's voice comes back, "Don't worry, how could I die before the Heavenly Blade does?" Seeing that the Great Zun is indeed still alive, the Butcher takes Qin Mu and the others and leaves. Later, Qin Mu first boils the Butcher's lower body to remove the remaining Witch Zun's blood and witch poison. Then he boils some medicinal herbs to nourish the body and stimulate the vitality of the flesh and blood. Next, he asks the Butcher to cut off the membrane at the junction of his upper body, then applies dragon saliva to the interface between the upper and lower bodies. Soon, countless granulations grow rapidly. After that, Qin Mu transforms his vital energy into threads to connect the meridians and nerves of the upper and lower bodies. Finally, he has the Butcher soak in a medicinal bath and lights a fire to simmer slowly, completing the final fusion. Before leaving, the Butcher specifically takes the divine hand bone from Qin Mu's hand because the divine body is still alive, and Qin Mu holding the divine hand bone will only bring disaster upon himself. Shan feels very sad when he sees the Butcher leave without saying goodbye again. Noticing this, Qin Mu quickly reminds him, "The Butcher actually cares about you a lot. He just finds you too long-winded, so he left first." At the same time, Bangong Kuo, the youngest son of the Grassland King, receives an order from the Holy Land, instructing him to stop Shan and the others from leaving the pass. However, Shan is too powerful, and Bangong Kuo and his companions cannot stop him at all, so they have no choice but to let him pass. When a Witch King arrives at the border to look for Shan, he accidentally discovers that Bangong Kuo is the reincarnated Holy Child. With Bangong Kuo found, the Great Zun can now successfully reincarnate and be reborn once again.